Can he get 20 carries, or because of how many running backs you have and how the offense is run, is it? I mean, he's maybe more 15. How do you see that shaking out?
I think it's going to be game specific. If he starts off early and he's hot, then obviously you want to go with the hot hand. But at the same time, too, you don't want to play a tired back. So it's really going to be dependent upon how the game flows. And then also throughout the course of the week, do those guys behind him, do they earn the right to deserve, a certain amount of carries each game. So it's really going to be game specific. But he's earned the right to be the first guy that runs out there. And if he gets hot, he's going to be the workhorse. But also knowing that if you go out there and you're not taking care of business, you've got 4 guys behind you that are ready and deserving to get those opportunities as well.
What has CJ shown you Fuller during camp to earn his spot?
Well, first of all, being a redshirt freshman, just the amount of knowledge that he has about the game. When you get him in there on the board, he can articulate and understands what we're trying to get accomplished. And then he's shown that he sees it well. He's been explosive through the hole, good pad leverage, sticking his face in the fan and pass protection. So everything that I've asked him to do, he's done. And you wouldn't expect him to be as far ahead as he is in pass protection as a redshirt freshman. So that's probably the thing that's impressed me the most. And then, in all situations, he's functioned from short yarders to open field, and even had some situations where he showed when he broke it into the 3rd level that he was able to finish it.
A lot of recruiting experts and fans said when he came out of high school, he'll move to defensive back, or he might play another position. Did you always know he's just going to be a running back for us?
Oh yeah, we've known about CJ since he was a youngster. I think Coach Sweeney's known about him his whole life, and I got to meet him when he was a freshman in camp and working with him, and you saw the ability that he has. And it really just depends about opportunity and the right situation, and this is a good fit for his skill set within this offense. And so I knew it all along.
When you're facing a team that you're more talented than, how much important is it to do the little things, like getting the right guys on the field, getting lined up, tempo, execution, those kind of things? How much focus is on that right now?
Well, I think the big thing is no matter who you're playing, you have a plan to win, and and execution is a big part of that. And so really that's what we focus on each week. It doesn't matter, who we're playing that week. We're focusing on ourselves and our execution because, and you can look back at several games, in the past. If you're not executing, it doesn't matter how talented you are on the offensive side of the ball or defense or special teams. And so really, we're not approaching the game any different. We're approaching the game just like every game. You only get so many opportunities. You got to make each one of these games count. And but I think the biggest thing for our guys is, to be able to know what they're doing. That's what our job is as coordinators and coaches in that room, is we've got to give them a plan where they know what they're doing, where they can execute, where they can play fast, and then they go do the rest of it on game day. So it really hasn't been any different talk than it was previously getting ready to play Oklahoma in the bowl game.
What are your levels of involvement on special teams?
Yeah, I help with the returners, punt return and kickoff return.
I help a little bit on the kickoff team, but primarily I don't have as much responsibility as I've had in the past.
Coach Elliott, you mentioned C.J. Fuller's pass protection. How are Adam Joyce and Tyshawn Dye going along with their pass pro? And is that something that helps separate these guys when it comes time to decide who's going to get in there more?
Of course, because as you plan, you designate guys to be better in certain situations, but throughout the course of the game, you don't know when those situations are going to arise. So a young man has to be prepared to function in all situations. And 2 things that we take pride in, first and foremost, is 100% ball security. So that's the most important thing. We got to take care of the ball when we touch it. And then 100% QB security. So we got to protect the man standing next to us. And all of them are willing. But really, for like Adam Joyce, his biggest thing is he didn't play the position, coming up through high school. So he understands where he's supposed to fit, but the technique is where he has to grow. And the same thing with Tyshawn. Tyshawn played more of a wing T style of offense, so he was touching the ball all the time. So really for those guys, it's just an understanding of where they're going and then getting comfortable with the technique to be successful. And obviously at Easy, they did a good job with C.J. Fuller of giving him a foundation in both areas.